What's up, crypto geeks? What's up, crypto family? My crypto army. Today we have quite a bit to talk about. There's been a lot going on, particularly with the discovery hearing that happened today. Now, before I start, please make sure you click that like button, you click that subscribe button. It really helps me out, really helps me grow and reach out to more people. Thank you so much, crypto army. Now, I'll start by letting you know, obviously, I'm not a legal advisor, so I'm not trying to give you any legal advice. Neither am I trying to give you any financial advice. If you seek opinions, find an expert. Now, with that said, I'll start with what happened today at the hearing. And let me start by saying that we actually had an outstanding attendance. And minutes before the actual court hearing started, there was over 1,700 people in the meeting, and shortly after that we got to capacity. So good job, everybody. Thank you all to the crypto community, particularly XRP Army, for joining in and showing your support in that hearing. So that was outstanding. I was myself doing a moment by moment sort of capture of what was going on in the hearing. And let me say that today marked a big shift in the actual discovery phase. And it showed today the weakness of the SEC argument and the favorableness, I'm going to say, of Ripple in the eye of the judge. In fact, what happened today in the hearing, and I'm going to sum it up very shortly. I will have a link in my description of the word by word sort of capture what happened between this lawyer and that lawyer. But to sum it up, there was a lot of rebuttal and defense from not even the Ripple lawyers, but from the judge defending Ripple, which can tell you very well how the judge stands and her understanding of crypto, particularly XRP as a currency. And there were very many points in the court where, particularly when the SEC was trying to bring up cases that they thought were trying to say were similar. And every single time that happened, the judge themselves stopped the SEC lawyer and told them that this is not the same thing. It was literally like a slap in the face for the SEC lawyer. And get what the SEC lawyer what their response was. But there's this case. And the judge would once again stop them and say, this is not the same thing. They would bring up the opt-in case, and the judge would stop them and say it's not the same case. And this happened over and over again. In a matter of less than 1 hour, the judge interrupted the SEC lawyer more than 7 times, which is unbelievable. And if the judge wasn't already mad at the SEC, this would have made them more mad, just because they were saying the same point again that the judge was refuting. So that was huge in the case. Now, the other big part of the case was the SEC trying to tell the judge that if you allow us to get this information, these documents from Ripple, we will prove to you that the Ripple or XRP is a security, because Ripple knew. And the judge, from her smartness and sort of insight there, told them it does not matter. She summed it up, and it doesn't matter whether Ripple knew mentally in their mind as an organization. What matters is that whether there is evidence that they knew. And you have no right to documentation to try and find out whether Ripple in their mind thought. You have to prove that they are a security through your own proof, not through what so-and-so is thinking. So initially, it sounded like the judge was almost confident of a decision to decline the SEC's request. But towards the end of the case, she actually decided, she said, you know what, I'm going to wait and think about this. But everything today everything that happened today, in short, pointed to an almost definitive XRP win. And the nice thing, though, that I kind of saw from all of this was the pressure that SEC was putting on those documents. It's like the SEC see no win insight without these documents. They think that maybe these documents can be their way out. And this tells you something about what this case is coming to. It really sounds, from what was going on in this court, that this sort of case, this is why this was a very big discovery hearing, was that the SEC was cornered. And they were trying to find this small way out through these documents. They were hoping, and it was like almost the SEC lawyer was begging the judge to give him access. The number of times that it was mentioned that if you allow us to do this, we will prove. If you give us a chance to take a look at this document, we guarantee you we will prove. And every single time the judge was pointing to a no. Why do you need this? If you're saying you gave them, or they had all of the evidence that they needed to know that they were security, why don't you produce that evidence on your own? Why do you need documentation between Ripple's owners and their own private lawyers? And the nice thing and the smart thing from the Ripple lawyers was, you know what? They didn't repeat themselves. Whatever the lawyer said or the judge said to defend Ripple, they went with it. They didn't have to repeat themselves. This is a very smart tactic. It almost got to the point where I felt like the judge was a lawyer for Ripple because of how well she was, fighting with the SEC and making her point clear. Again, this is excellent news. I think what this will do more than anything is pressure the SEC into a settlement. You got to remember, this government entity, the SEC, does not want to look bad. And it looks terrible if you lose. If you lose this fight against Ripple. So you want to get out of it at a time where you think you still have a chance, but you know your likelihood of winning the case is almost zero. But it's not quite zero. Because once it's zero, you can't negotiate. There's nothing you can get. And right now, they're very close to zero. And Ripple knows it, and the SEC knows it. But there's that 1% chance. And this is the time for the SEC, the last time actually, for the SEC to try and negotiate a settlement where they get something. And I can guarantee you they're not going to get as much as they would have gotten if it had been 2 weeks ago. They're going to get way less because it's becoming very clear that they don't have a winning argument. And remember, the burden is always on the person suing to prove that whoever they're suing knew. So the burden is on the SEC. It's not on Ripple. So the SEC has to be the one that proves it. And right now they have nothing. So that's very, very good news. Another big thing, and it's not related to this case, but today a tweet came out, and guess where did it come out of? I seen this picture. It came out of Fox News talking about the feds looking into possible digital US dollar. I talked about this yesterday. And what did I say yesterday? I said they were waiting until June for a reason. And that reason is very likely XRP settling this lawsuit, because this is what XRP specializes in. And they have the treasurer on board on their board of directors. And guess the picture in the background of Fox News talking about this topic. Da-da-da-da. It's XRP. Now, you can tell me one of two things. This is not a coincidence. This is a huge media outlet. It can mean one of two things. It can either mean that XRP is legitimately going to become the currency, and this is what the feds are thinking of, as using it as a digital dollar. Or it could mean that Fox News is supporting XRP. Either way, however you take it, this is a huge win for Ripple. Fox News and any major media outlet like Fox News is a huge advantage to have on board. Remember, these media outlets have as big of a power as deciding sometimes the president of the United States. Without the right marketing and advertising and without the support of these channels, it's almost impossible to nearly even win a US election. Imagine a currency. So if Fox News is supporting Ripple, that's huge. If the feds are supporting Ripple, that's huge. So either way, it's a very, very big win for XRP, for Ripple. Guys, we are at a time of change. A lot of things are changing over the next couple of weeks, next couple of months, next couple of years. Don't miss out. I'm going to show you another big thing I want to show you here. Guess what the plan is for the G20? The financial core of the world, the G20. They're looking at discussing digital taxes for cryptocurrency. Guys, I know you hate taxes, but what this means that digital currency is becoming the new currency. This is huge. I mean, we pay taxes on when we work, right? On the currency that we get from working, or when you go to buy a product, you pay tax on it. So taxing digital currency is essentially recognizing digital currency as a primary method of payment. And when the G20, the capital of the world's, strong economies, all the major strong economies come together to discuss a tax, it's big. They're not discussing the existence anymore. They're just discussing on legitimately regulating it. I tell you, if you're not into cryptocurrency now, not only are you missing becoming one of the wealthiest people probably in this world, depending on how much you have, but you're missing the biggest change in the world in the coming years. Look back years ago on the internet. I mean, the internet was nothing, but there were people that were smart enough to work out of their basements to develop websites and develop, technological companies. And look at the richest people in the world today. Look at them. They're all techies because they joined at the right time. And this is our chance to join at the right time. I support XRP, but if you're not into XRP, pick a digital currency that has utility and go in. No matter what it is. If you don't have only $10 to invest it into something. If you can't afford XRP, invest it into a penny cryptocurrency that has utility. This is the trick. This is the rule of thumb. Pick one that has utility. XRP is going to lead. After this settlement, I don't think there's two that can argue that XRP will lead the market. There's no argument about this. It's just there's still going to be people behind other cryptocurrencies. And if XRP reaches 1,000 or it reaches 500 or 50 or whatever it is, there's still going to be ones that are penny stocks now that are going to be worth $2 or $1 and so on. Pick one and go in. XRP Army, continue your pressure. Continue pushing with this cryptocurrency. I'm a big XRP guy. ADA is a great cryptocurrency as well. There's a couple of them out there that are excellent cryptocurrencies. So go in there, make sure you do your best. Please like this video and subscribe. It helps me out. It's hard to create content, especially with a busy life and other things going on. But I do create content and I try to do it every single day. So make sure you click that like button. Make sure you click that subscribe button. Share it on your Twitter. You would make me extremely happy. And if you're a loyal crypto geek or part of the Geek Army, join my Patreon. It's amazing. I give you up-to-dates, first people to know about what's going on, what's on my thoughts, and I do a custom video or a specialized video only for my Patreons. Thank you for watching this video, and see you in the next one.